friends. I'm so excited to see everyone. So, guess what? Today we are going to do a read aloud where we're going to read about when Tiny was tiny. Because so many of us were once tiny, but now, guess what? We are big boys and girls. We are now in big school where we get to learn, we get to explore, and we get to meet new friends. So we are learning and exploring from home, and we're going to meet some new friends very soon. But we are going to talk about what it is to be tiny and then go to big school. So Tiny is a dog. So we're going to learn more about Tiny. So this is Tiny. This is Tiny when he was tiny. He fit in my shoe. He fit in my bag. He fit in my pocket. Tiny did not stay tiny. Tiny grew. Now Tiny is not tiny anymore. Now Tiny is very big. So many of us were small and then you got big. When Tiny was tiny, he dug in the dirt. He still does. When Tiny was tiny, he licked me. He still does. Yuck. When Tiny was tiny, he had big feet. He still does. Ow! Get off my foot, Tiny. Some days Tiny thinks he is still tiny. I try to teach him. I tell him he is not tiny. I tell him he is big. I tell him big is good. When Tiny was tiny, he could not run fast. Now he can. Wait for me, Tiny. When Tiny was tiny, he could not do tricks. Now he can. Good dog, Tiny. When Tiny was tiny, he was my best friend. He still is. Oh my gosh, boys and girls. Wasn't that a wonderful story about being tiny and then growing up to do bigger things where you can play with your friends, you can throw the ball, you can jump, you can hop, you can skip. There are so many big things you can do now that you are all growing up. So until next time, enjoy being at home. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.